Hi, thank you very much for joining me. Paulina here, talking to you about you and this incredible full moon in Gemini on the cusp with Taurus actually that is coming up on the 23rd of November 2018. I am here in Tepoztlán, Mexico as Central Werika and I'm loving it a lot. So if you'd like more information about where I am and what I'm offering, it's all in the links below. Okay, so I'm coming to you from the heart. Okay, so this is a very joyous time for me, I feel, as we are actually finally pulled up by life, and we have to start recognizing. Recognition is strong. It's the best time. We got Jupiter conjunct Sun, across from the Moon, of course. It is the best time with this direct Venus. It is the greatest time, you guys, to really focus on your own life. And to really know what it is, because here are some facts I feel about this transit. We have a standstill. Jupiter is not currently upping and amping, as some astrologers will tell you. No, I believe that it is not an amplified Jupiter yet. It is the diluting Jupiter. So in Scorpio, we had this incredible power to grow, to evolve, and to build, and to really recreate, and to manage ourselves in a new way. And here we are, and this particular Sun, to me, really represents the ending of old ideas, the diminishing of the previous state of importance, the closure of a life that is not quite well. The beginning and the becoming of just you as you are. Think about it. What you have not yet expressed, what you're lying about, what you are keeping your mouth shut about, what are you tongue-tied about, what can you not quite admit, and who are you not really, but you're still trying to be that person. That is where I feel that we really heal ourselves during the transit as this. And though many people I feel will tell you, you know, fly high, fly free, we got Jupiter and the Sun and Mercury, you know, fly. I don't believe it's about jumping up and flying off. Basically because I really trust that this particular time, as I look at the sky altogether, is not about flying off and just enjoying life. I actually have a feeling that it's more introspective, and I also believe that there are certain types of qualities about us that are possible to finally admit and perhaps meditate on. I feel that the human self, like the real human self, is very now important to face without this narcissistic dream of being wherever forever. You know, we really need to, I feel, settle in, and right before the Sun truly takes off as it hits Mercury, you know, right before we really truly understand what each other is and what the future holds, even though we have glimpses of the future coming our way during this time we've had for a while, it really feels to me that the world is kind of like a memory of a memory of a memory. And we have to really now stay clear on who we are. The other thing that I picked up on in the November video is that the quantum field is a bit, not wonky, it is just a bit irregular considering how regular it's been for quite a while. This to me represents a change in the ether. I feel there's been an ethereal battleground in Scorpio. I feel it's been a very immense proactive time for some of us to really purge what we had on all our issues and all our wants and needs and all our greeds and desires and despicable feelings to the foreground. And unless you are healed also, I wouldn't advise to try and manage that now. So like, although we're still kind of in Scorpio at the end, a tail end of Scorpio here at the end, we don't really want to manage too much, I feel, of ourselves or other people. We've got this incredible week coming up, and it feels to me that this particular week leading up and after the full moon, it isn't really advised, it isn't really that great to purge and fly. You know, some of us on occasion have these feelings, purge, rip up, and be able to fly I have structured my prognosis unconsciously in such a way to prepare you gradually over time. So since about July, we've been sort of communicating here, we've been connecting here on the subject of gradual purge, gradual letting go, and that would inevitably eventually lead you into a really fruitful, truthful, Eden-like time during this incredible Jupiterian expansion. But for some reason, it feels to me that a lot of people are crying now, they're trying now, they're pushing now, and they're recognizing perhaps on some level that they've done the work, but not the right work, or maybe they haven't quite yet committed to the right energetic formula to lead them out into Eden, by the end of the Scorpio Jupiter, as we have it, and also by the end of Scorpio. It actually feels to me that the gates have shut. And I know it sounds really, really like epic, but I feel that the pictures that we have had in our minds of who we were and who we are really have to stop being so radical, perhaps, or stop being so narcissistic or memory-based or kind of like based on what we expect out of the cinema we watch, and the parents that we have, and the ancestors that we hold. I feel that it is actually really important now to just see you and commune with you. And hands down, it is the most prolific time and the most incredible time for people who are just themselves. Just themselves. Just as you are. Just as they are. That is basically it. So it doesn't feel to me that it's really about reaping the result. Gold coins everywhere, gold stars in the sky. Unless you are one of those people that just does that every day. Like, if that's your personality type, if you are the type of person that was born for the reaping of stars from the sky, that was really always in the culture of quick success, I don't think that even though we have this incredible blingy moon and this really, really incredible sun, Jupiter, I really don't believe this is the time to just run off and to say yes to the first person you meet and to create a crowd over nothing. I actually feel that we are an ability to make something. We are, I feel, as a species now, given the paintbrush if we want to paint. And it feels to me that a lot of us are given voice or passion or courage to do what we have come here to do. And for all those people that are now very, very, very basic and have very simple lives, and suddenly their whole palette is clear of karma and damage and drama and all of those levels of control that Scorpio would have brought out, I feel you'd know yourself by the last few degrees of Scorpio. So starting from maybe even, seriously, maybe even like the 6th of November, I feel that most of us were already kind of there. Like, it's like something is chattering at you and you can already see that it's not interesting. If someone is the way they are, it is not personal. Please move on. Move on. Move on from other people and their ideas if you can. If you could also try to not show too much interest and curiosity in healing or helping another unless life has naturally led you that way, or it is an inevitable situation that you have created unconsciously. There are so many things going on during this time. It would be so much easier to just walk past the issues. The unfortunate thing here that I feel I still don't understand fully is how the quantum vacuum, the quantum heart works, as I'm kind of like watching it now. So I'm kind of recognizing here that we have got a new set of laws and energetics behind what we're experiencing, and for a lot of us it's going to be way over our heads, because I feel that energy is bypassing a lot now and is just going to the crux. And I feel that the truth of things isn't something that is defined, proven, and kind of mathematically adjusted anymore. I actually believe that we are at the crux of truth always. It's just whether or not you choose you. But how I mean to choose you is basically choose life itself. I actually have a feeling that if you are looking at yourself in the last few degrees of Scorpio and you're going, oh gosh, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. As you feel shame or you feel pain or you feel sorrow about how little you have learned or how little you have matured, or how low is your stamina, or maybe how uncomfortable you find it to be alive. Oh gosh, I'm not there yet. Oh gosh, I'm not there yet. That has to be seen. That has to be seen. So the feeling of not wanting to live, the feeling of not wishing for other people to be happy, you know, the wish for yourself to gain something more from way out there than what you have around you, the lack of gratitude. The gratitude spectrum has been very, very low. I've been watching this for a while, and I saw that in October we were kind of given a certain type of mission to just be grateful for where we are and who we are. And then after establishing ourselves on that sense of grace, we can create greater grace as we move on past this energetic system into the new. That is actually something that is very, very infinite and can really take you very far if you can just be grateful for yourself as you are now, you know, as you're looking at the grass that you're sitting on, as you like looking at the sky, as you are just here and now. When you can create this robust yes to this here and now, that's when you start to really, really no longer wander away from your now. But the now that we've created, I feel so far for ourselves as a species energetically, to me, it doesn't quite feel enticed enough in being itself. How can I say? It's almost like reality, the matrix has holes in it. You know, like there's a lot of us still wishing and wondering for the best, and there's going to be many, many, many psychics and astrologers telling you to just go further, run, 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 go uphill. If you cannot really stay in the now and see how gorgeous your right now is, how are you going to scale that hill? At the end of the road, at the top of the mountain, there's still that like, yeah, I did it feeling. So we have to, I feel, scale up this particular now. And what I mean is we have to really grow that now that is at the end of Scorpio. As you have come out of this fixed sign and you see where you have matured yourself and how you have done the work, or how you have not done the work, or how you have created who you are, and really stabilize yourself as the daddy or the mummy, you know, hopefully not the daddy or the mummy, just the beginning and the end, the full quantum you. At the end there, by the 26th, especially of November, you will see why. Because basically, as we really, 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 really don't want to be here, as we really don't care about what we have around or what we have inside, what we can generate can only be a broken piece, another broken piece, like that of a copy of a copy of a copy, or is just fragmented because we don't feel quite whole. So if you can, please see how you are now wise, how you are now whole, and what you have here with you, here and now, your children, your parents, you know, whoever lives next to you, whoever is around you, whatever you're looking at every day, how you can really, really mesmerize. What are the natural programmed abilities of you now? You know, what are the programmed abilities of you now? And what are you taking further? Now it's about consideration. We have Venus going direct here at the end of Libra, so it is about maturity and patience. I don't feel that a lot of people really know how much chase and how much time they waste. You know, how much wasting of time and how much chase they put into their life through wanting to walk away way too soon and way too often, slamming people down, bitching behind people's backs, throwing a dagger, running away, hiding between who? Yourself. That is yourself that you are throwing a dagger at. Okay? We're, you know, in a global house of friends with the moon here, almost. So it's like the dagger that you're throwing at a person is a dagger that comes back to you, because that is the most basic equation of everybody and everything is you. The spending of your resources, attention, energy, time, and money Okay, and also power, your focus, your focus, your protrusion. It's like what you champion, or where you really push yourself to be. That is so quantum right now. That is so quantum right now. And the thing that I feel a lot of us really, really don't want to admit is that we're still tiptoeing about, but we want to be, say, elsewhere, elsewhere, elsewhere. It's not actually because there is anything really, really wrong with us. It's just that we don't have a strong enough field to really own the now. And this is just a couple of things about owning your field and owning your now. We have to take our energy back and really own ourselves, And then and another thing that also I feel that people have to understand, represent to themselves, and this is really important, and I can't believe I haven't talked about it. Stop backwashing into your family line. So like this is important. And I know a lot of people really don't believe it, but I feel it is one of the most important things that I can probably talk to you about right now is backwashing into your family line. So what I mean is, when you are no longer the child of your parents, making another child or following through with your path, however you've chosen, doesn't matter what you've chosen, you still look at them and judge your mom and dad, or you're still amazed why your mom and dad still don't get this or that. This is backwashing. And if you look at Scorpio as a masculine feminine balance and the true energy of sexual primal maturity, which is what makes someone the boss of their life and the boss of their heart and the boss of their own feelings, of their own chest cavity, the boss of everything. What makes you the boss? Is basically the ability to just go forward. And then after you're the boss in Scorpio, you can freely walk anywhere you like in Sagittarius. But the thing is to really feel compact and really feel attuned in terms of who you are. So if you are like, say, like me 2 years ago, oh, my mom didn't love me. My dad did this, my dad didn't care. If you're still like this, and I've had so many people, and this is not judgment, it's just I feel a culture or like a temporary experience perhaps for some, and for some it's not. It's just, there's so many people who are in their 60s already, in their 50s, and they're still judging mom and dad, okay? And what happens is you become an immortal child in a sense that you can't hold your own. So it feels to me very, very important, as I've just like started to come out of this now, and then unconscious rhetorics and patterns with people that keep you around like a child or a parent, those stay behind. And why the therapist is so important in today's society is because we sort of, in a sense, a replacement for something that you lost or left behind, but that is not your parents. It is a sense of you, it's a sentient feeling of you. It is the self-connection that you get when it's all about this moment and it's all in your heart. It's not about mom last week telling you off. It's not about your sister not wanting to share her things. It isn't about you not having anybody to love you or cuddle you. It's not about that. It's just about your sentient now. So the inertia that you have built up sometimes over time, kind of knowing or understanding that you're not really like a product of your parents entirely, but yet you want to kind of be, or you're not quite sure. This is what happens with energy deficits. This is what happens with energetic destruction of oneself. This is what happens with messy fractals and strange addictions and all these different behaviors that we can very easily end here and now. We can end here and now. And the thing is, I believe that this particular moon is like, here we are. And before you go out there, before you trip, before you walk out, into the new earth or whatever Eden you've created in the last few months, you're here, okay? And this is it. And basically here we are. And we've got to really, 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 really know ourselves right now. It's like, what have you got in your backpack? What have you packed in for the trip? It's like, what have you truly now amount to before you go out there and try to be someone else again, or trying to like learn more things about the world, or just spending your money on travel, or, trying to fathom something, or trying to birth a child, before you go to the next phase. Now, where are you? Okay, where do you keep your wallet? Where do you keep your keys? Do you feel fit and well enough to travel alone? Because for some of us, yeah, the dog year is not entirely about friendships and the culture of oneself through space and time. It's like just more about a simulation into any given situation, you know. On the contrary, though, who are the people with you as well? Who are the people with you? And are they holding the same type of backpack? Or maybe does somebody have a 30 kg, you know, suitcase full of hair dryers and shoes? And are your friends able to really walk with you? Are you going to the same place? Are you on the same plane? Do you belong on the same planet? So the thing that I'm also feeling here is sometimes we have this interesting feeling. I'm not going to get into this, but this is how it feels for me. We have occasional fights in the astral. We have energetic warfare, or like we have energetic battles. And some people say it's good and evil, la la la. It's not really entirely that. We just have some kind of destruction and reassimilation. Everything goes through this. The roots of trees under the ground do this all the time. The corals in the sea do it all the time. It is just about almost like bacteria and which one wins. It is more about the types of organisms and the types of astral energies that we're working with on this planet. And then who you have become has to really, really stop and feel. Because sometimes with this moon, for example, we have to stop and feel. And sometimes unless we can really stop and feel and understand who we are within, we don't really take the right place. We don't quite understand what to do with the place we have. We don't understand. We have to stop and feel. And then after this, what happens sometimes when I look out into the global picture, the Earth almost is many, many, many different Earths. And it's like, this is one of those times where there are many variants and there's many dimensions. So between you now and between you in 7 years, there could be lots of different timelines here. And the main thing that I'm sort of trying to coax you into, and I should have just started the video like this, it's so easy and simple, is to know the crux, the truth, that feeling, maybe it's non-verbal, it doesn't matter, that real, that connection point to yourself, because that then energetically will sway you towards one of those dimensions, one of those versions of Earth, one of those versions of you or versions of reality. So you are multiple in a sense. Okay, so our moon is going for the sign of multiplicity here. We're very, very, I feel perhaps unafraid of it as well, because we've got Jupiter, Sun. It is just really, really, really important that you jam it down into this now, because the most truthful thing, despite your conditioning, despite your morals, despite what the magazine told you you are, you know, or who you've been projected as a being, you know, via an astrology or via a psychic, no matter who told you what, no matter what mom said last week, no matter what your partner told you the other day, no matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. We have to condense into the now. Okay, we have to condense into the now and then speak only that which is you. Be here, like really, 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 really be here. And this means that right as you are, your realities, what you're wearing, your face, you know, your eyes, you know, how you are right now. This is all you need. And if you don't have this developed, if you are like, oh, you know, I don't know. If you don't have that developed, if you don't have this feeling developed, that means that the next portal or the next re-identification time, you know, the next shifting, the next energetic crux, or the next evolutionary state of your own consciousness will be perhaps quite compromised as well. So it is very lucky for us here to really, 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 really be. And how you are is fine. You know, it's like You didn't do the work, it's fine. You know, okay, you didn't say that thing, it's fine. Okay, great. I believe you can clean up so easy. Just me, what's this, what's this, what's this? Almost like you woke up again, you know, this feeling? Like you've been awake for a long time on one plane, and then this plane I feel that we are crossing into requires more awakening. Almost like it requires more here and nowness, or like it just needs more if you want it to take you to the next limit. But please be aware of fake or put on so what I mean is, I'm not trying to like Tony Robbins you right now. Like, I'm not trying to be like, hey guys, can we all just be like, I'm the voice, I'm great. It's not just this. It's about the truthful feeling of you. The truthful feeling of you, you know? It's like, despite on how excitement looks like on TV, you know, despite how health looks like in a magazine, you know, despite what people tell you size is, you know, for you, what size you should be, despite what people think a good bank account is, despite what people think safety and connection is socially, despite what anybody thinks. You've got to really, okay? And then, unless you're really worried, please don't seek anybody else, because I'll tell you what, there is an adult and child relationship thing happening here. Okay, so I feel that a lot of you can very clearly just go on your own and just march out there and just do the thing. Unless you really need help, please don't ask for help. We are in this really strong time, but we've got to trust that we can do it on our own and that we can be blessed anyway. And the thing is that for some, a therapy session is a must. Like, there's tears, I don't know how to handle these tears, they're coming and then they're going, they're coming and they're going. Need a therapy session? Yes. Most of us, I feel, therapists or psychics or readers, we don't really have to do this thing like this anymore. I feel that there's lots and lots of different gates open, facilitation gates and different types of energies open for people. Like, we don't really need to be the mother or the father to anybody. I feel that there is complacency and a certain type of lack for a lot of really good therapists, because I feel that we have understood perhaps our childhood story, you know, and then the future giving of motherhood or fatherhood to another person is no longer a fractal. So if you have this feeling or this fear that you cannot take any more clients, or you're not quite responsible enough, just take that. Take that. But if you have a lot of clients, you have like a client influx if you're a healer or some kind of caregiver or a teacher, because Jupiter is gone into the sign of the teacher, Sagittarius, yeah? It would be very, very great and even aggressive to now start to really dictate the tone of what you're doing. So the only thing now is watch out for people that are trying to collaborate with you that don't have the skills. Watch out for people presenting themselves as guru that are not guru. Have a look around also, what are you trying to say or show that you can do that you cannot yet do? And also, what other types of people that are trying to like sleep on your couch, or, you know, offer you time, or trying to take your energy or your money or your resources, your attention, that don't actually really even need it, maybe. You know, they just don't know quite how to handle their current now. So please, if you can, pay attention to people that are escaping for conversation who they are, and also the types of people that are escaping you through asking you the wrong questions. Or maybe people like, you know the type of politics, you know, people just like bring up stuff like almost like during an exam. It's like every social interaction for them is an exam, and they try to like build themselves up and try to be something they're not. Have a look at why you're still dealing with that. So if you have the truth in you, and you have like these mismatched people that are like sliding around, and you're like sitting there like, why am I even the truth is obvious during this time, yeah? And you're looking, you're like, why am I humoring the charade? That has to be it. So like, you're seeing a person, they're not cruel to you, but they're just taking your time. You have to ask yourself, why am I so cruel to me that I'm still listening to the show? Like, why can't I flick the channel? And reality is getting so lucid and so interesting that you can sometimes just flick the switch and go, okay, well, my feet are feeling itchy, that means I have to go. And my feet are also actually feeling a bit itchy. So thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed it. I have the new Almanac. Actually, the new Almanac 2019 is very interesting. It is very interesting. I was actually really in a lot of joy writing that, and I felt that I sort of like cracked something during that particular writing process. So if you want to have a look at my Almanac, you can. So it's basically like a diary. It's like a guidance system for the next year. And also, if you want to know more about me, there's a website there and the links down below. If you also want to if you don't want to know about me, but you're kind of curious, there is music that I write as well. So I'll have some links for the music as well. Yes, I have here some friends in Mexico. I'm living here at the moment. There is a retreat coming up. There is also people coming here just for fun. So I will put all those links below. And if you'd like to message me or talk to me or book a reading, yes, I will put all the details in the caption section. So thank you very much. I hope you have a blessed time. There's lots of sun here. I hope you have a blessed time. I hope that you enjoyed your coming of age or coming to a new sense of maturity during Scorpio. And I also hope that you can hold others as well as be held consistently and without disproportion. And thank you very much. Just by being here, like, you know, you mean a lot to me. I enjoy you. I enjoy this channel. So thank you very much, and enjoy the new year. Thanks. Bye.